Okay, beautiful people. I welcome you today. Now, people have been asking me to talk about politics. People has been wondering why I don't talk about politics. Yes, I have issue with politics. I have issue with politicians. I have issue with the system of governance that is brought to you. I have issue with all these things. I have issue with them. I don't trust politicians. I have issue with them. Okay? Because they don't preach what they do and they don't do what they preach. Okay, that is why I have issue with it. Okay. Now, Africa, if we must be able to move forward, we must be able to open our mind. That is very vital. It is very important. I remember when I started talking about military system of governance. People were against me. Oh, we don't need it. We don't want it. This, that. Military is this, military is that. Those were the things you were told about military system of governance. Those were the things you were told about it. Now, the thing is, are they true? It is two different things. This is what we were told. This thing we were told, is it actually true? These are the two things. Take, for instance, look at what is happening in Burkina Faso under Ibrahim Traore. Will you not choose the system in Burkina Faso to what you have in Nigeria? Will you not choose what you have in Burkina Faso to what you have in Nigeria? But that is military. And here we have democracy, where they told us that it is the best system of governance. But the military we are having is far better than the democracy we have in Nigeria and other African states. So can we now canvass and say, bring back that system in Burkina to not just Nigeria, to every other African state? Can we now say that? Because it is better. Over there, we now see even the freedom of speech and expression, protection of life and properties better over there than what we have in so-called democracy that they brought to us. Now, all these things we were taught, I told you that a lot of things you've known, they are not true. We were told military is the worst system of governance and all that, but we are saying the contrary. If what we are seeing in Burkina is actually what military entails, then we can canvass or advocate for it to extend to every other African state because it is best. Now, terrorism in Nigeria, insurgency in Nigeria. According to the former Nigeria head of state, General Sani Abacha, he said, if insurgency lags beyond or exceed 24 hours, then government is involved. If insurgency lasts or extend beyond 24 hours, then government is involved in it. And that is the truth. Sani Abacha, I have not really had time to actually dig deeper into his account, okay? Because every account they've told us, everybody they've labeled evil, everybody they've labeled bad. In this century, we are now finding out that those people were not actually bad. But because they did not protect their interest or enhance their interest, they were labeled terrorists, they were labeled dictators, they were labeled this, they were labeled that. Even Muammar Gaddafi, even Robert Mugabe, most of you don't know what Robert Mugabe did against the West. Robert Mugabe protected the interests of his citizens. The West, we are not happy about it. You don't know what Robert Mugabe did to the West that prompted them to label him a dictator, labeled him this, labeled him that. So most of those things you were told are not actually true. They are not true. Now, in Nigeria today, look at insurgency everywhere. Look at terrorism, banditry everywhere. And Sani Abacha told you that if it lasts beyond 24 hours, that government is involved. And of course, we have we have terrorist negotiators in government institution in Nigeria. We have the terrorist sympathizers. We have terrorist sponsors, well-known ones. Or should I mention them? They are there in government apparatus, in leading the government state. Those who formed insecurity in Nigeria, heading the government. That is how it is. And they are being sponsored by the West to do their bid. They are being sponsored by the West. We've seen Trump administration accusing Biden of sponsoring insurgency, sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. Yes. China has been accused of sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. That is how it is. Before, we used to think that Zambeza Forest is one big country with terrorism and banditry in it and all that. But it's actually a rich ground where resources have been harvested, where resources have been mined, excavated, and pushed through the borders outside. That is what happened in Zambeza. They use the terrorism to divert your attention and all that. You think it is where terrorism breeds and all that. No. It is natural resources they are exploiting there and moving it across the borders. That is what happened. And it is the West. So the West armed these terrorists in order to protect that their territory where they are doing their illegal business. We've seen planes, NGO planes, they are using it to bring money. They bring food. They bring arms to these terrorists. The videos are there. It's not something that is hidden. These are not confidential files because it's on the public domain. It's there. NGO, non-governmental organization planes, bringing in weapons, bringing in money, bringing in funds, bringing in food to terrorists. Why they are busy taking our gold, taking our precious resources and all that, taking it out. Look at Borno. That is why you have major insurgency in Borno. If you know the resources that you have in Borno and other northern states, the West are cutting it. The West are the ones. And once you're a leader, you must do their bid. If you don't do their bid, they will push you out of office. The same thing they do to Goodluck Jonathan. Most of you don't know that that is the reason why they ousted him out. That is the reason why the European powers, the Western powers pushed him out. You don't know about that. Ask Obama, ask Barack Obama. One of the demons we have. Ask him. You don't know the things that Jonathan was doing. Jonathan was ensuring that the crude of Nigeria don't leave Nigeria. That the refineries in Nigeria get to work so that youth can be employed. And Nigeria can refine its oil and sell outside the byproduct and not exporting crude. These were the things he did, and so many other things which the West saw as a threat to their existence, to their enterprise, to their business. That is what happened. And every other person that we tore that part of Goodluck Jonathan, the person will be dealt with. So democracy cannot save Nigeria. That is the truth about it. Only radicalism can. Radicalism, yes. What you have in Burkina Faso. Just a true leader that is selfless, that is more concerned about his people. That is just what you need. And you get it done. Sometimes I wonder what our military are doing. I wonder what the military sector is, what they are doing. But they can't do anything. They can't say anything because they are benefiting from the insurgency. It is a business in Nigeria, a very lucrative one. When barracks are burnt, when they destroy barracks, when these terrorists destroy barracks, then money are allocated to these top military officers in order for them to repair the barracks and all that. They make money. So this destruction of properties and all that, they encourage it. It has to be done in order for money to be making. They have to make money. That is how it is. It's a sector that everybody is in. They are in. The government parastatals are all involved. So nobody can lead a true revolution. We have military officers. So what happened? Why can't we have a revolution in Nigeria? A radical one. Because democracy cannot ensure safety, cannot change the fate of Nigeria. Take that from me. It cannot. It is just a radicalism. Because there is so much interest from the West, by the West. So much interest. All the European countries, they are feeding in Nigeria. They are benefiting from Nigeria. So they will always put a puppet that will ensure or enhance their interest, that will protect their interest. That is why we have bad leaders in Nigeria and we keep having bad leaders. That is why you find out that Tinubu never won Nigeria's election, but he is the president of Nigeria. Where is the world? Where are they? But it is easy to go after Venezuelan president and kidnap him. But nobody is looking towards this direction. Since they've promised protection on Nigerian Christians and all that, what is happening to date? What is happening? Has Tinubu lobbied them or whatever? We heard they were coming to help Christians in Nigeria. What is happening to date? What is happening now? What is holding them? So much interest. So much interest. So I want you to have a different kind of mindset. The kind of democracy that is brought to Africa is not the best. If they want democracy or they want to learn about democracy, I think the Igbos can teach them about democracy, because this is not actually the democracy the Igbos practice. Okay? We have other systems of government, but with the way military system of government is performing in Africa, we can actually advocate for it to extend to other African states. Because that is the only way our life and properties can be protected. And we can have rapid development and growth. We have it in the time of Mumagada. We've had it everywhere. The leaders that has ever ruled and so, they had the best sustainable development in their various countries. So this is where I will stop today. Insurgency in Nigeria, terrorism in Nigeria, banditry in Nigeria, government is involved. Is a lucrative business, so it cannot end. So whoever that comes and try to change that standard, that status quo, he will meet resistance. They will so frustrate him or her. They will push him or her. We only need a radical leader. And I doubt if it has to be democracy, a democratic president. I doubt. So that is where I have to stop today. Okay. See you in my next episode.